Meet 35-year-old yo-yo dieting railway worker Irene Shingfield. She's had brief encounters with every weight loss plan known to man.
She's got all the books, she's got all the gadgets, and she'll be really, really good, and she will eat very healthily. And then the devil side of her takes over, you know.
She just can't lick it. And when it comes to overeating and binge drinking, dart-wielding Irene's in a league of her own.
Irene does like a drink. Lager, cider, the Alco Pops. Irene will drink an awful lot.
And that's matched only by her eating.
Irene's got a really, really big appetite. She absolutely loves her food.
And where do all these gruesome grease fests end up? Here, here, and here. Irene's 5'4" and a stonking 18 stone, 9 stone overweight, which means darts-chucking chip addict Irene is bang on the ball for bad health.
It's upsetting, you know, it's upsetting for her. It's upsetting for me because I love her dearly, and it's got to stop, it's got to change.
And change it will. Unbeknown to Irene, Debs has asked the fat controller, Gillian McKeith, to spy on her pal's bad habits. And having seen what she eats, Gillian's about to stop her in her tracks.
It's a good job you've come to her rescue, Debs, isn't it? Yeah.
Irene may think it's a typical day at the ticket office, but for Gillian, it's a window of opportunity.
She's gonna kill me.
Irene, a one-way ticket to Heart Attack City, please, because that's where you're going. Get out of that office, lady.
What do you think?
No! Oh, no.
Irene, what do you think you've been playing at all these years? Huh?
I don't know what to say. I'm gobsmacked. I'm never speechless. I can't believe you knew. I knew in there.
Debs wrote to me and said, you have got to be sorted out. And I can see what you're saying, Debs. How old are you?
35.
Well, you're going to an early grave if you keep this up, Irene.
I feel more like 85.
I am horrified at the way you live your life.
Sure.
Back at Irene's, it's Gillian's turn to be surprised.
Wow, Irene. It's like a virtual gym. You've got a bike, trampette, and what the heck's this?
Snap cruncher, meant to work your stomach muscles.
There's no way you're using it then. No. They're ornaments. It's like a gym museum. Do you honestly expect to get fit just looking at this?
I do use it now and again. Well, I don't use the bike, but I use that now.
Irene, listen to yourself, please.
I do. I'm not going to be...
You don't. You know you don't.
I ain't going to be beaten on this one.
You will be beaten on this, because look at you.
Yeah, but I do use it now and again.
Now last year, again in 2 years.
That's now and again.
Don't say another word.
Okay.
Thank you.
And in the kitchen, another barrel of laughs awaits.
I'm only 2 seconds in the kitchen and look what I see.
Biscuits. Dip-dips.
How many biscuits do you go through? I mean, look at the size of this thing.
I know, but that was because that was only on offer, that size.
Pour those biscuits into that bin.
Can I keep some of them?
No, you cannot. Get them all in the bin. There. Oh, no, Irene. No. Please don't tell me you eat croissants for breakfast.
For breakfast, lunch, dinner, whenever. Because I adore croissants. They're my favourite. One of my favourites.
Saturated fat and butter.
But they taste nice.
And it's spread all over your body now, on your thighs, on your buttocks. The cellulite that you must be carrying around does not bear thinking about. How many bags of crisps do you need?
Need doesn't come into it. I just like them.
Oh, no. I'm not happy already. No,
not the chocolate cake.
It's old. You didn't even cover it. Oh, diet bars. Obviously working. Currant vodka.
It's got fruit in.
Down the sink.
Best mate Debs has slipped Gillian a list of everything Irene scoffed on her latest week off from the railway. In just 7 days, she steamed through 2.5 times the recommended calorie intake for a woman. Just some of the treats disappearing into her gullet at express speed include 1 large burger with large fries, 1 portion of sweet and sour fried chicken, 6 bags of cheese and onion crisps, 5 croissants with melted cheese, 15 spare ribs with 8 cheese and ham sandwiches in 1 sitting, 4 large portions of chips, 2 full English breakfasts, 1 large fish and chips with curry sauce, 2 croissants with tuna mayonnaise, 1 large chicken and pasta bake, 1 fried chicken Kiev with cauliflower cheese, 4 large chocolate bars, 4 sausages and mash with a tin of baked beans, 1 chicken satay with egg fried rice, all washed down with 7 vodka lime and sodas, 1 large bottle of bitter, 7 whiskey lime and lemonade, 6 pints of lager, and a belly-busting 18 pints of cider.
Irene, I've laid on a spread for the entire darts team, so I want you to take a look at my handiwork. Except it's not a spread for the entire darts team, is it? It's the contents of your belly for a week.
It's like pig swill. It does. It looks like...
I don't think an animal would touch this stuff, quite frankly. They would know better. They'd have more sense.
I can't go with the alcohol. I can't believe I drink that.
You know you drink that. I calculated that you go through, in an average week, twice the calorie count that a man should go through.
Bloody hell.
You eat like an unhealthy slob man. How many croissants do you eat in a day?
Probably 6. Throughout the course of a day, 6, 7, 8 through the course of a day.
Irene, one of your cheesy croissants is 25 grams of saturated fat. That's way over the recommended amount of saturated fat you should have in a day, and not to mention everything else that you go through. Bad fat is very difficult to digest. It's slow. And all this acid is created in the stomach as a result, which then often will come back up into the gullet. All this booze on top creates more acid, and more often than not, you're going to end up with heartburn. Do you have heartburn?
You do suffer with that, don't you?
Major.
Yeah.
Which
Major.
makes it worse.
I live on every imaginable tablet, liquid, anything to get rid of heartburn.
Well, has it never occurred to you just change your diet?
It's ridiculous.
What do you have to say about this, Debs?
She's killing herself. And that is so sad.
Just so ashamed.
What upsets Gillian most are Irene's booze-fueled benders. The recommended weekly intake for women is 14 units. Irene drinks 6 times that, a staggering 84 units in 1 week.
Right, Irene, open your eyes. I've been doing some sums.
Oh, good God. What is that? Well, I know what it is, but...
In a week, Irene, you are going through 7,356 calories, and that's just in booze. So, you could be eating 18 fry-ups a week.
That looks gross. There's so many of them. You know, and you, I mean, you've put weekly booze. I'll drink that in, like, a couple of days over a weekend. If I'm not at work, that'll be, like, probably Friday night, Saturday and Sunday.
I'm not just interested in the calorie content. What I am worried about is what all that alcohol is doing to your health. From drinking, women tend to develop illnesses like liver cirrhosis and hepatitis at a much quicker rate than men. You put yourself at an increased risk of developing breast cancer.
Certainly opens your eyes a bit.